a very different world from a few years ago, right? We hear of disruption, we hear of new expectations in the market and new challenges. A lot of my work is about helping companies meet the challenges in the digital age, okay? We're living in a very, very different environment. And today, it's going to be a perfect time for you to understand that change in environment and what you can bring and how you can help your customers, how you can help yourself transform, and then your customers transform, and then transform your business. Today, this is about you. It's your journey here and how you're going to be able to transform yourselves. And I'm going to be your conduit to make that happen for you. When you serve people, it's a noble deed. It's a beautiful thing, right? When you have the ability to serve someone and help someone with their problem, you will have the power to impact that person's life in that moment. You can either put a smirk or a smile on that person's face. And so that person is momentarily changed, right? So it's quite a powerful experience. You don't think about it like that. You might think it's your job, but really you have the power to change that person's life right there with that one look, one help statement, one thing. So it's really noble, right? You can impact someone's life immediately, and it's beautiful. And I'm sure all of you in the room have been impacted when you have been in your customer's shoes as well, right? When you have a problem and someone's helped you. Customer service is more problem-oriented. Customer experience is feeling-oriented. Because how people feel about you comes from the experience, right? The overall experience. So there's a big difference. Everybody understands the difference between service and experience. Experience is bigger. It's the sum total of everything that I've experienced with you as a brand, right? If I'm leasing an office space, it's my first point of contact. It's the website. It's who I had a chat with. It's my experience of visiting the site. It's all these things. It's the follow-up email. It's the follow-up conversation. Long negotiations, right? Office leasing. How I negotiate, how that person negotiates with me, what has been the experience, and after the whole thing, how has been that service? Have they followed up on certain things? It's the entire journey. It's the entire journey. So customer experience is bigger. It's bigger. So that's what we're talking about today, because this whole journey is going to create an impression in your customer's mind about who you are as a company, as a brand, right? Now, I want you to quickly turn to your partner and discuss, why do you go to a favorite restaurant, right? Why do you keep going back to a favorite restaurant? Just have a quick chat, turn to your partner. I'm sure you all love food. You have a special place that you go to often, right? Quick chat to your partner. Why do you go to a favorite restaurant? Human touch. Today, missing. Technology, all the technology we're talking about, right? It's about human touch at the end of the day. Because all the technology is fine in the world, but we haven't changed, right? We are not androids, not yet. Maybe we will one day, but we're still human. We have hearts. And so he touched on a very good thing. They know his mom, and he goes there because he feels like he's special. Let's look at the new digital landscape. Okay, what has changed? What has changed between 10 years ago to now, right? Because it's important for us to understand the context of what is this change and how is that impacting customer experience. We need to understand what has changed, right? So let's look at customer behavior, okay? This is 2008. And this is 2018, okay? So I go back to 2008. Now, in 2008, we like wine. And so, I used to go to my favorite supermarket in Singapore and look at the wine section. And how I used to buy wine in 2008, I used to go normally to the French wines because they're, we kind of know they're good. And I pick up anything with a castle on the label. Right? If they have a castle, it looks like, okay, it looks like it comes from a good wine place. I don't worry too much. Maybe I read the back, I hold the bottle a little bit, and I read the label. Okay, so that's 2008. How am I buying wine in 2018? I still go to the supermarket. I look at the wines. I just decide maybe my price range, $20, $30. I pick one up. I pick up my handphone. I open my Vinimo app. Take a picture of the label, and in 2 seconds, it tells me the rating of this wine. If it's more than 3.5, I buy it. Anything under 3.5, I don't buy it. Because I trust the world. There are other thousands of people that have had this wine. The rating is what I care about. It's a different world, right? Imagine that. Very different world. Online, yes, I would shop, but again, I would look at reviews and ratings, so that has changed. All right, so going back to 2008. How was I watching TV? Now I come from, television and media world. 2008, we didn't have programmable boxes yet. So we would sit at home, make an appointment to watch your 9 o'clock show at 9 o'clock, right? Everybody would get together, some friends, watch our favorite series 1 week after the week, right? That's how. We would rush home, make sure everything is done, sit down, 9 o'clock, we watch the news at 10, we watch the news at 10. How am I watching media 2018? What has changed? YouTube. Has anybody got Netflix here in Vietnam? On demand, Netflix. Today, I can watch the 9 o'clock news at 10, 11, or 12 o'clock. It doesn't matter, right? I program my own content. I use Netflix, I use whatever online demand service that I want. It's on my terms. Things have changed, right? It's about convenience and the flexibility that I have today and the technology that allows me to do that, right? Go back to 2008. How was I picking a restaurant to go to for dinner? 2008. Phone book, maybe. Yeah, we'd call our friends, you would recommendations, things like that. We would look at that, newspaper ads. You remember those? We would look at that and say, oh, today they have a discount, a newspaper. How am I picking a restaurant today, 2018? TripAdvisor. I open an app, we have Hungry Go Where in Singapore. I just put in there, I look at ratings, I said, oh my God, this week everyone's talking about this out here. Our world has changed, all right? So, what has happened in 10 years? Customer behavior has changed dramatically. Ultimately, you have only one boss, right? Yes, technically you are reporting to someone, but ultimately you have one, because without customers, you don't have a business and everybody doesn't have a job. Quite simple. Lose your customers, you're gone. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. Ultimately, your customer is your boss. The only way it works is if you put the customers at the heart of your brand. You have to put the customer at the heart of the brand. We heard lovely descriptions about how, what is the difference between the way customers think and the way businesses think and the way customers think about you. Mismatch. Because you're not putting customers in everything that you are designing. You have to have input. You have to have the understanding and the data. Today we have big data, we have smart data. You need to have that before you design anything. You cannot sit in a room and say, we're designing something for the customers, but they're not part of this design. Wrong. You need to be informed by customer experiences data and putting your customer at the heart of the brand. The businesses that are winning today have put customers at the heart of the brand.
The workshop today is great, fantastic, and very insightful.
Yes.
We have learned a lot.
I think that all of the information is very up to date and it's very relevant to what we are doing.
After the class, we will have amazing customer service improvement.
And what I like about the workshop is I had a chance to look at this from a very broad perspective, look at the big picture, and look at the best practices in the world and also in different industries.
This was a transformational day for myself and my fellow Keppelites. Wonderful training. Thank you.